This is IBM Museum, and it's time for another unboxing. I mean, pardon the mess on the bench. I'm just going to get turned around, get things opened up, and show what I've got here. I've also got a web page I can pull up from the Arden Tool as well. Once I get this item opened, and I know what this is, and it's not what this box says it is. A Cabletron network adapter or anything like that. That DNI 2. I'm not sure. It says bus type microchannel. So it was apparently a microchannel board, but that is not what's in the box. So let's go through. Just the box has been repurposed. And I'll just have to cut the tape. 3 little places. We'll see how this thing is packed. Oh, it's even got the insert that manufacturers had for the box from doing a fold. It's got a little foam piece in here. This may be from the Cabletron adapter that was originally in the box. I mean, that foam looks a little shorter than the box, although that's not necessarily the case where it necessarily where all the foam really fits really close or anything like that. Well, this does have even a little bit of rework. So this is the adapter. And as I'll show, I even have, in fact, I pulled this one out the other day because I'm working actually with effectively a newer version of this, and we'll get looking at how this board works with these. It's memory expansion. I don't think I got the picture for that one because that's what I was really wanting. Was I saw this module here. Now we'll get looking at the and of course there is a bunch, and it's mostly the bigger set of pins is on. Wow, that feels kind of tight. Yeah, that doesn't even feel like it wants to. It wants to release on that side. There's only a very few pins, but what I can show is, and this is like I think it was 50 or 60 pin connection that it has along this left-hand edge, and then it just has these 3 pins on either side for the other side of the board. And like I say, that side, that wants to come up easy. But yeah, that big old honking connector right there, no. This is, and I even wonder if that's, I'll have to get looking at that. Because it almost seems okay. And it is a, it's probably where, I mean, the pins, as we can see here, are in the middle there, and these are effectively just, I mean, but it has that connector soldered on that side A, and so guessing the side B would be the other side. And it's got chips populated just as much as it has on this side A. And these are, even do a close-up. I'll be doing pictures of these. So it looks like they're NEC 41 256, and they're 150 nanosecond. And let's get silk screens. 1987 Cumulus Corporation CuRAM -2DB. Okay. And the board itself is same copyright date, 1987, Cumulus Corporation. Here is the part number of that RAM board. And it even looks like it has a stamp marked there in the center. And it goes through, and of course it can take two of the boards. And you'll notice that this header is more abbreviated. It's not quite as long, although it does have these 3-pin headers. You know, it's got a 3-pin header there. It's got 3-pin header there, 3-pin header there. Now that lower one, I'm not sure whether that that probably does have a connection from the PCB. It's not probably a jumper saying or anything like that. It's not marked as a. It's marked as a plug. And the reason that's more abbreviated, that's actually for an I/O connection and one serial and one parallel board. What a board with one serial and one parallel port. And that's why the back-end connector here has these fasteners rather than being riveted or something like that. It actually, the daughter card has a separate bracket, and you remove this one and you nestle the daughter card in there, and of course have the ports on the back bracket. Now I do have some chips that I mean, I'm trying to learn. I mean, I'm ultimately searching for that daughter card now that I've got this memory daughter card stuff solved. And I'll be going through to try and get the pinouts to these big connectors. I think the 3-pin connectors are just power. There's the back of the board. You can see from my ring light reflection. And they sometimes had like a revision. See, there's just a label on there, 1987 Cumulus Corp. Okay. And so it's time. Let's get the web page up. Take a little bit closer look at that. So the page at the Arden Tool, and I'll include this in the video link. And of course, it's there's an anchor tag for this, and this is just known as the Cumulus CuRAM 2/4/8 megabyte adapter. I guess I did maybe get some pictures. I'm normally in OBS, of course, showing pictures. It's not a good way. I don't have a good way to go through and get back without having to close the page. Okay. So that no, that doesn't look like my photography. And of course, when somebody has a link, oh, and they even have Major Tom even has these daughter card examples and pictures up too. I'll do a little bit more pictures of the front and back of the adapter, and the memory daughter card. I'll have to look at separating it. But this is one of those unusual get to where I can interact with the page. Okay. So as it shows here, it's got the various plug markings, and this is, 1987 was a relatively early memory adapter. And you'll get to see more of the adapter that's below that CuRAM-16 plus. That's pretty nice. There's ultimately 12 SIM slots, and it can even use a 1 megabyte SIM. And I will be showing that. In fact, I'll be showing a brochure. I think I showed that way back when, probably more than a year ago, of the older version of that CuRAM. But I was wanting to focus on the CuRAM 2/4/8 because the way that it does it, and the later CuRAM 16 Plus does it, and the Plus, I think, is ultimately from that I/O board being on there, or the potential for that I/O board to be on there, even though this doesn't seem like it has a plus mark in this. Now, at the very top of this page, it has a whole bunch of the ADF, the adapter description files. And actually for this one, the 2/4/8, and I'll have to look at it because the normally it goes through and it shifts it's got sequential ADFs for the amount of RAM that you have on the board. And it's pretty much the same thing with the ADFs. I mean, I'll include the link and people can look at those. An ADF is just a text file that's composed up a particular way, and they can look at the options and things like that to kind of see what is there. But for that 2/4/8, ultimately there's probably two memory boards that are the 4 megabyte, and then there's to make up 8 megabyte on the board. There's only two spots for those memory boards to be. So there's got to be one board that is a 4 megabyte board. And there also has to be a 2 megabyte because that is the minimum amount of RAM. Now for that center, the 4 megabyte, it remains to be seen, is it where you have two 2 megabyte modules there, or you have one 4 megabyte module, or does it matter if that you have both? That you went through and are composing that 4 megabyte through 2 megabyte modules, or a single 4 megabyte module, is what I mean. But it'd be interesting to check this out a little bit. By the markings on the memory module itself, I'm expecting that to be a 2 megabyte daughter card. So, it has it marked as a as at 2 dB. There on the daughter card. And so it'll be I mean, I do see some differences between the marking. I don't know if there's a sometimes there was revisions on these Cumulus. And Cumulus, there's boards, there's 32-bit boards and things like that from Cumulus as well. They were in the memory expansion aspect, and there is even like cache modules that you can put on the motherboard and things like that that I've seen out there as well. But I'm really looking for that IO daughter card, the one that fits in there. I don't even know a part number, and I think I'll have to look at the information I have online because I may have. I'm trying to think if I have an image that shows that. And Cumulus did have these on the 16-bit and 32-bit. Even the older boards like this with these modules. And of course, this is the 16-bit microchannel boards here, but on the 32-bit, it's like that they included that IO daughter card. So I mean, for the popularity of that IO daughter card on all the different adapters it could be, there's got to be some out there. And if someone is aware of that, I would appreciate uh, finding one of those. And so, hope I didn't block anything critical with my webcam image as it was up. Maybe for an outro, I can go through and hold the board up. Like I say, no telling. I'll probably have to do a thumbnail picture for YouTube as well. But that would be a great one if YouTube would select it. But anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click on that like button. And by all means, go through and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Invite your friends that may be interested in this sort of content as well. But this is IBM Museum. That's all I have for now. Thank you.